risk, because once your spiritual eyes are open, there ain't no going back. Since we're diving into the Book of Enoch, I want to break things down for the people that aren't familiar with the Bible from the beginning. Understanding heavenly history will open your eyes in such a way that it'll make it hard for you to see your problems in your mortal life as anything other than spiritual warfare. Before we even existed, it was God and his angels. Let's talk about a specific angel, Lucifer. He was an angel of music and one of the most beautiful creatures that God had ever made. But he got cocky. He decided that he was going to overthrow the Lord and put himself on the throne as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Now, of course, we know he lost, and him and a third of the angels that followed him got cast out of heaven. No do-overs, no take-backsies. Remember that. Now, at this point, God decides that he's going to make a new creation after his own heart, a creation that was made in his image, and that's you and me. Now, when he made us, what was the first thing that Satan tried to do? Attack us with temptation and sin, the same way that he corrupted all those angels that were taken down with him. Unfortunately, in the Garden of Eden, we lost the battle, but not the fight. Thank God for that. Now, we really have to study this verse in Genesis to truly understand why we are hated by the enemy so much. The setting of these verses is this is right after Adam and Eve partook of the fruit and they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Let's look at 21. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. Pause to read the rest. Now, I want you to picture how upset and angry the enemy was to see that God's creation disobeyed him to such a high degree. Yes, they got punishment, but instead of casting them out the way he did Satan and his angels, he provided for them. He gave them garments for their back to make sure they weren't cold at night. Can see from there, it ain't the same, honey. Now, this is something we can see in everyday life. Even though we disappoint God every single day, we sin every single day, he never gives up on us. He still stands at the door of our heart and knocks. But when those angels and the enemy made a mistake, he cast them out without a second thought and hasn't looked back since. Let's look at a really popular verse, John 3:16. A lot of the times people read John 3:16, but they forget about the one after it, 17. For God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. Satan did not get that option. Him and his angels' destiny is set in stone for them to burn in the lake of fire until it's time for their judgment. So now that we know that, what is the best way to hurt a parent? To go after their kids. And who's God's kids? Us. Anytime that I want to remember just how much we are at spiritual war every single day against the enemy, I think of this verse. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Y'all, like, that verse sends like shivers down my spine every time. I can't even talk. In a nutshell, I think the best